In today's video's beginner's clip, we're going to be talking about batteries. Now, this might not seem like too big of an issue, but as an example, when I first started shooting, I started out with just the one single battery for my Canon T3i, and as a result I got about an hour's worth of recording out of it. Anything longer than that, I had to go plug up and wait a couple of hours for it to charge enough to be able to continue shooting. So as a result, I went and I purchased some additional batteries. I actually picked up two off-brand batteries. These are Wasabi Power. I actually got both of them for $20. Now, you're thinking this might be just a regular little cheap little batteries or pretty much worthless, and you know, they're actually been really good batteries. I have got probably about the same amount of recording power off of them as I have off of the Canon battery, and I got both of them, like I said, for $20, whereas if I were to go and buy another Canon battery, it's usually about another $50. So right now I can technically go and buy, you know, 5 batteries for the price of one, and I just come out a little bit ahead on it. Now, that's not necessarily the only way of doing it. What I would recommend is, if you are going to be looking for a battery to go with your camera, if you're using a DSLR like how I am, for example, make sure to check out all the reviews for them, see what everybody says about it, because you don't want to go and waste money on anything that you actually have. But for me, this Wasabi has actually worked really well. I have one of them in the camera right now, and honestly, it's worked out really well. Now, it's not just the camera itself, but also your audio equipment you should also be looking at. For example, I use the Rode VideoMic Pro on my camera, which uses a 9-volt battery. Now, I'm still using actually the same battery in it that I got when I first purchased it, and I purchased this about 6-7 months ago, and it's actually held up really well with all these recordings that I've done. But I always keep an extra 9-volt battery with me just in case. Now, some of the other things we do, your other equipment and everything you use, sometimes they will use D batteries or AA batteries, so it's always better to have X amount with you extra, that way just in case they should die, you have it to help. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to go out and buy like 200 batteries or anything like that, unless you're just using a massive amount of equipment. You know, then that's a whole different story. If you're going to be out shooting somewhere and you're using a portable light system that relies on batteries, then that definitely you would want to make sure to have all the extra batteries with you just in case, because you don't want to run out and just completely halt everything that you're doing. Proper preparing will help you out in the long run. One thing is for sure, if you are going to be using a lot of equipment, definitely make sure you do have a good bit of batteries with you just in case, because you don't want to, like I said, be out there and not have enough to cover what you have going on. One thing to keep in mind, especially if you're using AA's and AAA's, is I would look at the rechargeable batteries. That way you can plug them up after they're done being used, save them, reuse them. This will save you money in the long run, because then you'll have these extra batteries. You don't have to keep going out and buying. You just plug them up and recharge them, and you know, it'll just save you a lot in the long run. Plus, it's going to be a little bit better for the environment, because you're not throwing away 200 batteries after a project's done or anything like that. One thing to keep in mind, depending on the type of camera that you use, the batteries will be different. You know, this seems like it would be a beginner's mistake, but a lot of times people actually won't pay fully attention whenever they're purchasing something. They'll just see a really good deal and they'll see the brand of it and they're like, oh, that's really good and all this. But then when they actually get it in, they realize they ordered the wrong camera battery. Now, like in my case, where I'm using the T3i, it uses a Canon LE8 battery style. So I made sure when I ordered the Wasabis that it was specifically for the LE8 compatibility to replace it. And the one that I ordered didn't come with an extra charger or anything like that, but that was fine because they actually just fit perfectly into the charger that came with the camera. Now, this is a quick, simple tip, yes, but it's also a very important one because we don't really think nothing about it at first. And it'll save you a lot of heartache in the long run if you go ahead and prepare yourself ahead of time. Now, you don't have to go out and purchase a massive amount, no, but you want to get just enough to you have backup just in case, because you, like I said, you don't want to have to throw everything off and mess up your timing just because you didn't have enough power. So for now, make sure to click the like button. Let us know you actually enjoy these videos. Make sure to click the subscribe button so you can be up to date with all the latest from us here at Tri-State Otaku. And also make sure to head over to our Patreon page, and if you're able to, help us out with it to help us produce better quality videos for all of you. And until next time, this is TK signing out.